Hey guys. So last week I worked on the animal check. So I go over the animal, click check, and the name and the status comes up, and then when you go away, it uh it gets deactivated. This week I focused on combining the animal movement scripts and stat scripts as well as the animal vision and hearing. So I don't have a walk cycle yet for the animal, so he's kind of just floating there. But what I did do, so when the player runs by the animal, the animal will hear it and then look at it, and then it'll follow for a little bit and then go about its daily business, going to idle and just wandering around. So if this still works. So when I'm crouching, you make less of a sound. So his radius to hear is lower, but as you get closer, the animal will hear you. And the vision. So once you get into the animal's vision, it'll see you. And then I also added, which I had in a previous video, I have some hay here. So when this is active in the player's hand, I have this script called food interaction with, which when it collides with the body of an animal that's tamed, feed will come up. And when it exits the trigger, it goes away. So here, I go up to the animal. You can check him. This one I have Snowball here. I just looked at common cow names and I just made a bunch of them. So with different various bond levels and stats. So, all right. So let's roll over to this guy here. Check him. He's hungry, he or she. And right click to feed. And I have a little like a jump animation to signal the animal's fed. And then when you check the animal, it's happy today. And then same thing for this one, feed. And then you can see down here the quantity gets reduced. 7. So it's a quick way to know, like if you have food, a quick trick to say like you could feed him, but he only could be fed once per day. I was thinking of all different mechanics for it, but I think this is the simplest, where you could just have this type of food, and it'll show you can that animal eat that food, and also if you want to double check, you could just click on the animal, and it'll first tell you if the animal's hungry or sick before going into the happiness level. So fed him, and obviously I'm gonna have to do tons of testing later on, but fed. And then I'm also going to have in the UI for the pets just a status of like which animal's been fed, just so it's easier for the player just to double check they didn't miss any animal. Obviously they want to you want to feed all your animals if you're a good pet owner. Some people may not, but I always would prefer to. And then you have the rabbit here, which has the same kind of animal script on it, and he can't hear. And then as soon as you get up, it hears him, and then so you can't really sneak up on him. And now you can. Actually, I don't even set up. Let's see what it says here to check. Yeah, okay. So it's not working with wild animals yet because I still haven't figured that out. But anyway, this is where I left it. Basic animal movement, checking and feeding, and I think for next week I'm just going to put, and I don't know if it's going to be in the final game, but just kind of like some bars or status where you could walk by the animal, and like the name might be a hover, as well as the happiness or hunger or happiness and health bar. You could also do the dialogue check, but I want something where you could just go nearby the animal, it looks at you, and then it pops up like with the name and just the status of it. So it's like I don't want it to be like super time consuming, because time is going to be a big factor in the game where it's going to be a valuable resource. So I don't want the player to have to be forced to do a lot of this manual stuff where you have to go over, you check a dialogue thing. I want the player to just go by and like maybe 30 seconds or maybe a minute of real time to take care of all the animals, and then eventually have like the day and night cycle matter weather, so that when it rains, let's see if we can get a rain, it'll pop up for the animals saying, get me inside, something to that effect, where you can see the animals are clearly in distress because they don't want to be out in the rain. And right now they're just always happy because it's just a texture. But that's my plan for next week, and yeah, let's see what I can do. Let's see if these break with the swords. Hey. Alright, so that's it. And thank you for watching.